Good day everyone. Today I will be discussing a very important topic in chemistry, which is atoms, molecules, and ions. These three concepts are very important because they are the basic building blocks of matter. Everything around us, the air we breathe, the water we drink, and even our own bodies is made up of atoms, molecules, and ions. By understanding these particles, we can better understand how substances are formed and how chemical reactions happen. So let us begin our discussion. Before we start, let us first look at our learning objectives. At the end of this lesson, the students should be able to first, define atoms, molecules, and ion. The second is differentiate atoms, molecules, and ions based on their structure and charge. And third, identify examples of atoms, molecules, and ion in everyday life. These objectives will guide us in understanding the lesson step by step. Let us start with the first concept, which is the atom. An atom is the basic unit of matter. It is also considered the smallest unit of an element that still retains the properties of that element. In simple terms, atoms are like the tiny building blocks of everything around us. Just like a house is built using bricks, all substances in the world are built using atoms. For example, helium, gold, and iron are all made up of atoms. Atoms are composed of three main subatomic particles. These are the protons, neutrons, and electrons. First, protons. Protons are positively charged particles. The second is neutrons. Neutrons are particles that have no charge. And the third one is electrons. Electrons are negatively charged particles. Each of these particles plays an important role in the structure of an atom. Now, let us look at where these particles are located. The protons and neutrons are found in nucleus, which is the center of the atom. The electrons move around the nucleus in what we call the electron cloud or energy levels. You can imagine the atom like a solar system, where the nucleus is the sun and the electrons move around it like a planet. Now, let us talk about molecules. A molecule is formed when two or more atoms chemically bond together. Atoms combine with each other because they want to become more stable. When atoms join together, they can form a molecule. A simple example is water, which has the chemical formula H2O. Let us take a closer look at water an example. A water molecule is made up of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. These atoms are chemically bound together, forming a single molecule of water. This shows how atoms combine to create the substances that we use every day. Now, let us move on the third concept, which is the ion. An ion is an atom that gains or loses electrons, which result in a charged particle. When an atom loses electrons, it becomes positive ion. When an atom gains electrons, it becomes negative ion. This change in charge is what makes the particle an ion. So there are the two types of ion. The first one is called a cation. A cation is a positively charged ion because it loses electrons. The second type is called an ion. An ion is negatively charged ion because it gains electron. So remember, loss of electrons, positive ion, gain of electrons, negative ion. Let us now test our understanding. I will show several examples and we will identify whether each one is an atom, molecule, or ion. These examples are gold, oxygen, potassium ion, carbon monoxide, and fluoride ion. Take a moment to think about your answer. Now, let us check the answer. Gold is an atom because it represents a single element, which is gold. Oxygen is a molecule because it is made up of two oxygen atoms bonded together. Potassium ion is an ion because it has a positivity charge. Carbon monoxide is a molecule because it is made up of carbon and oxygen atoms bonded together. And fluoride ion is also an ion because it has a negative charge. So, atoms, molecules, and ions are very important in our everyday life. For example, oxygen is the gas that we breathe to survive. Water is the liquid that we drink every day. And sodium chloride combine to form a table salt which we use in cooking. Understanding these particles helps scientists explain chemical reactions and properties of different substances.